What's up everyone, it's me SpeedSuperSonic bringing you guys another video. In this video today, we are back again to talk more about Sonic Frontiers. I know it seems like the cycle of talking about this game is endless. I want to make videos on other topics, trust me. But there's just so much to talk about and there's so much interesting stuff. And there's been this large discussion going on around about the game and more specifically its quality. Ever since we got that first look at the gameplay from IGN, there was a large section of the fan base that was very skeptical. They didn't like what they saw. But recently, now that the NDA has lifted for people who got the chance to play Sonic Frontiers at Summer Game Fest, not only has new footage been released, but also more people's impressions have released as well. And while yes, a lot of them positive, there are a lot that are negative as well and some mixed ones. But really what I try to do is not go off of other people's opinions. I think we should all have free thought of our own. If you're looking forward to Frontiers and you like what you see, you're more than welcome to think that, but if you think the opposite, that's completely fine as well. But part of the reason you come to this channel is for me to give you my opinion, and my opinion is that everything we've seen from all of this new Sonic Frontiers footage so far looks amazing. Remember guys, I am not a hard guy to please when it comes to a Sonic the Hedgehog anything. Film, it's a little harder for me because I'm a film guy. I love cinema and I love critiquing it and I love making it myself. So finding like little flaws in terms of pacing and writing and cinematography, I'll be able to find issues with that. But video games, I'm not super well versed in. I'm never going to speak like super intellectually about a video game because I don't care. If it's fun, it's fun. If it's not, it's not. And from what I've seen, Sonic Frontiers looks like a whole lot of fun, especially this new footage. I don't know what it is, but even comparing this, giving a side-by-side of the first look that we got at Frontiers and this new one we got, I'm not sure if it is the day and night cycle that makes it lit better, but it just looks better. Like the gameplay we've already seen, it looked good, but this looks even better than the first one. I don't know, I think the lighting just looks so much better here. It's amazing. The game already looked beautiful, but I think it looks even better in this new footage that we've received. I think one of the things that hurt Frontiers initially with its first footage from IGN was how the game was being played by whoever recorded that gameplay. They were going extremely slow, not playing the game how it's supposed to be played, clearly just trying to show off more of the environment, which you gave us an entire trailer of the environment, show us how the game works. And I think this footage does such a better job at that because this person's actually playing the game like the game's intended to be played, kind of. They're running, they're boosting, they're showing off more in the environment, we're seeing some cool new aspects, it looks cleaned up, there looks like there's way less pop-in. Is there pop-in? Yes, but it's way less noticeable, which is great. There's way more shown off of the game than we've previously seen before. We got new enemies, we got new platforming puzzles that you gotta achieve. The world looks just overall more full. There's more stuff to do in there. There's this big Eggman ship of sorts. I'm not sure exactly what it is or how it'll tie into the game, but you can see the Eggman logo on that ship. I'm excited to see more about that and more about the story. And honestly, I think a lot of this, and the reason why I think it looks great, and I think a lot of other people who were even negative on the project are starting to think that this does look really good. I think a lot of this could have been avoided and you could have had this positive reception from the beginning if you showed it like this. I still stand by they should have given a proper trailer with music and multiple aspects of the game, like the open world cyberspace story, an overall comprehensive look at the game so the audience knows what they're getting. Azuka has done a couple interviews with press for this game and he talks about some of the criticism being levied at this, and I'm glad that Azuka shut down the whole delay or demo BS that's been going on. I still stand by the fact that I think Sonic fans feel an overabundance of power that they really don't deserve to feel, but he says that fans, they don't really understand the game so far. They're only comparing it to what they've seen before, and this is nothing like what we've had before. Let me actually grab the real quote. They're taking a look at the video game and comparing it to other games that are already out there. We understand that people are going to do that, and we look to the future and being able to explain more as we get closer. From here until the launch of the product, we have many opportunities to teach people what open world is, what the game really is, and not having them think about it, comparing it to what exists out there already, but being able to look at the game for what it is and enjoy it for what it is. Now, I'm very mixed on Azuka's response. I know part of this is out of his control because Azuka isn't the head of the marketing team. But on one hand, yes, I do think Sonic fans are comparing it to what they've known before because all they can really do is compare it to what they've known before. I agree with people giving their criticisms and being worried because they have every right to be worried because of the quality of past modern Sonic releases. But on the other hand, you have the issue of Sonic fans don't know what they're getting. That's 100% true, and it's the job of Sega and Sonic Team to give the audience an idea of what they're getting so they're able to properly gain some thought around what they're seeing. The method of which they did was an awful idea, and while I still wouldn't have given the first look at the game like this, I think this overall did a better job because of simply the way the game is being played and the way it was being shown in multiple different looks in not only the open world but also some combat as well. I think everybody would agree that the marketing for this game has been absolute donkey doo-doo. Now that Summer Game Fest is over and IGN seems to be slowing down with their coverage, I hope Sega and their marketing team can like really sit down, reevaluate what they are, and kind of start fresh in a way in July with a proper trailer. This is really what the game needed. I think this is a nice note to leave it off on, some positive responses from people who've played the game, a good look at the game that fans are actually digging. I just think they should give Sonic Frontiers a little bit of a break until July and come back with some really cool stuff like a real trailer that gives us a look at the story, which is another thing I'm really excited for. As we all know, Ian Flynn, who writes the IDW comics, he also was a big contributor to the Archie comics for a number of years. He is writing the story of Sonic Frontiers, which is very, very exciting. He is somebody who we've all really campaigned for, not all of us, but a large number of us, including myself, to write the games for a very long time, and this is so amazing that it's actually happening. We have some details, not really on the story, but on what Ian Flynn will bring to the table when it comes to this game from Azuka. We've employed Ian Flynn, who is a comic book writer, to write a lot of the dialogue for the game. Flynn is great at that Sonic voice, and he's done a great job at writing dialogue that still feels very much like a cynical or snarky comment Sonic would say. Once again, not everything Azuka says makes a lot of sense, but one of the things that Ian really does get right, not just with Sonic, but a majority of the characters in IDW, I know a lot of it's out of his control, like Shadow. And Sonic being one of those characters that he really does get right, and I'd say outside of the movie, is one of my favorite interpretations of the character. Him being able to balance Sonic being an actual character with a heart and a soul and someone that you can actually relate to and like, mixed with that attitude and the cockiness and the cynicalness and the funner aspect of the character. That's something I'm really hoping that they nail down and get right. I really hope so, because we haven't had a really good Sonic story in a really long time, and that's kind of sucked. So having that in the next Sonic title from Ian Flynn is going to be amazing. It's definitely what I have the most confidence in because he's writing the story. A lot of other stuff about this game has been revealed as well, such as there being fishing. So if you've seen those purple coins like scattered throughout the map, and there was like this whole mixed thing around it, like, oh, is that a Chow head or is it a fish hook? It's apparently a fish hook. Very Breath of the Wild, but still cool nonetheless. I'm excited to see Sonic Fish and all the kind of memes that are come out of that. There's gonna be a lot, I'm guessing. Something I'm sure Sonic fans are gonna find a lot of enjoyment with. You're gonna have 5 like separate sliders that allow you to change how Sonic controls in the game, which fans are gonna have a blast with, because there's been all this discussion about how Sonic should control in games, and will all this probably make your perfect way that Sonic controls? Probably not. And really, the last newer piece of news is that the combat for Frontiers is inspired, apparently, by the Sonic movies. So that's interesting. Obviously, Sonic being a movie, there isn't just one attack that you can perform, like a homing attack or just boost through a bunch of enemies. There's more variety in terms of Sonic's choreography and how he might take down a robot or an enemy. So seeing them look at the movies and take some notes from that, maybe that wouldn't have been the note I would have took from the movie, but still, the fact that they're looking at it and seeing that success is still really cool. Now, we're not here to like sit down and react to like everybody's reactions and first impressions to Sonic Frontiers, but I do think we should take a look at a few of them, at least the headlines. Now, there's been a kind of this narrative that Frontiers is now getting like really positive reception, and there are a lot of people who are looking forward to the game and enjoying it, who have played it and have given their first impressions, but it isn't all sunshine and rainbows, because if you simply look up Sonic Frontiers on Google and go to news, you're basically immediately greeted with a lot of negative responses, actually. Kotaku, only a couple minutes ago, at the time I'm reading this, gave theirs. I played Sonic Frontiers, and I still don't get it. Now, this is a very long article, and I'm not going to go over all of it, but a quote I do want to highlight is them saying, "My time was spent occasionally fun, often messy, and usually pretty rough looking." Now, Games Radar, they gave a very harsh one. They said, "I played Sonic Frontiers, and it makes a staggeringly awful first impression. It's hard to find anything to like in Sonic Frontiers." PC Gamer says, "Yes, Sonic Frontiers is as bad as it looks, but I want more," so there's that. Now, while those are a couple of the negatives, there are a lot of people saying they liked what they've seen from Sonic Frontiers. We already know that IGN like what they played of Frontiers. We know that Eurogamer says that Sonic Frontiers plays a lot better than it looks. And there are a lot of tweets from all of these people I'm throwing up on screen where they said that they liked the game, they liked what they played, and that it's gonna be pretty good. So it's definitely a mixed response right now. Some people are loving it, some people are hating it. And we still have a while until this game releases, so there's a lot of time to like really fixate on these like comments and first impressions. I think that everybody should wait until they can form their own opinion on the game, but obviously we should be taking these into account as well. It's a tricky situation with Sonic Frontiers. Sonic Frontiers, it's sending you through a whirlwind every time you talk about it. But yeah, guys, I don't know. We've gotten a lot of stuff from Sonic Frontiers since the NDA has lifted. A lot of info on new aspects of the game, some info on like the skill tree, some info on the fishing, some info on the combat, how that works, some info on the story, and Zuka talking about Ian Flynn. More importantly, getting another look at the game, getting a more solid look at the game, and I'm really happy that it's making the fan base more happy, but once again, I'm still holding out for that official trailer. We need a real solid trailer for Frontiers that we just haven't got yet. Hopefully we can get that soon, but still, with everything I've seen so far, I still stand by everything I said about Sonic Frontiers. When those first gameplay trailers leaked, I thought it looked great, and I think it looks amazing now. I'm more excited for the game now than I was before with all of the positive feedback. Does some of the negative ones scare me? Absolutely. But I try not to let other people's opinions like cloud my judgment too much. I'm still very excited for the game, and I hope all of you guys are too. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Are you looking forward to Sonic Frontiers? Do you like what you've heard from all of these new pieces of info and from all of this new footage? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you guys have to say. Feel free to follow my social media. Links to my Twitter and Instagram are in the description below. You can follow those buttons, like my life and check out and all things Sonic the Hedgehog. But most importantly, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. This is the #1 destination on YouTube for all things Sonic. Whether it's video games, TV shows, movies, comic books, merchandise, and more, we talk about it all. I know we talk about Frontiers a lot. I think things will be slowing down from it. I have no idea. Of course, when there's ever new news, I will keep you guys updated and give you my thoughts. I should be having some Origins content coming out for you guys next week, as that game will be releasing on Sonic's birthday. We should be getting more Prime news throughout the year, but also we have more awesome videos coming for you. Got more scripted content that I've been wanting to put out for weeks now, but all this Frontiers news has really been halting that, as well as some cool stuff like Sonic merch and a lot of awesome new videos I have coming your way in the coming days. Once again, thank you all for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Tell me